Hey there, Aries. I am hearing you are triggering people because you don't follow the crowd. You have your own mind, you have your own way of doing things here. You don't care what people think or say about you, even though people are gossiping and trying to say things to deliberately pull you down. Not you. You're doing your own thing your own way. And these people, they can't help themselves for trying to test you to see if you are genuine or are you a fake. There's something about your energy that makes these people feel like they need to challenge you. They can't believe that every test that they have thrown in front of you, you have overcome. And every time they have watched you overcome these challenges, they are even more convinced that you just got lucky. That's it. That's it. You just got lucky. And they feel like if they have to work even harder to throw another challenge in front of you, it's like they have to work harder and harder each time to make the challenge even bigger and bigger because they're convinced that eventually they're going to stop you and you won't have the success that you have, or they'll be able to prevent you from being able to move forward, that kind of thing. And each time that they've done this, every time that they throw a challenge in front of you, it's like they're having to, they're being forced to watch you jump right over it as if it was a small puddle. You know what I mean? See, what they don't understand here is that you have faced bigger challenges in your life, and you have overcome every challenge that has ever been placed in front of you. If these people have had to endure just half of the things that you've had to endure in your lifetime, they would have been crushed. They would have they would have fallen apart and sat on the sidewalk crying. They wouldn't have been able to get themselves out of it. Your past has shaped you to be the strong person that you are today. And that's one thing that these people don't seem to understand. The thing is they're getting triggered because it's like, and not just triggered, but it's like everything keeps falling apart every time they see you getting things your way, things turning in your favor. Every time they see that, it's like, what the heck? And the thing is that you're a lot stronger than they can ever imagine being. They just don't understand where this strength is coming from. See, these people always need to gather with other people to build strength up while you stand completely alone. And it's not because you don't have support. It's not because you don't have people around you that would come in and help you. Not necessarily. But it's more because you can handle the situation by yourself. So why would you need to call anybody in? Why would you need to pull anybody in to come and help you when you know you can handle it? And that's the thing that's triggering them because you are able to stand alone. You have the confidence all by yourself. And they're wondering how is it that you're so confident? How is it that you're so intelligent all by yourself? You could figure things out by yourself. How is it that you're so independent? And you don't need a group around you. You don't need a group around you to give you the strength that you need or the confidence that you need or the intelligence, to tell you what to do next. You don't need that. And these people are wondering what the heck? And it's triggering them because inside of them, they're getting mad. They're getting angry because nothing is stopping you. The thing is that these people, they see you and you're so self-assured and you're not reaching out to other people for validation. While they need to, ask people for validation, and they're wondering how is it that you could be so strong by yourself? And the thing is they're asking themselves, why is it they are not like you? They're actually being forced to ask themselves why aren't they strong? Why aren't they intelligent? Why aren't they confident? Why aren't they independent? And the thing is that when they hear the answers to these questions, they don't want to hear it. They don't want to listen to it. They don't want to hear what they themselves are telling themselves. So it's just easier for them to turn around and attack you instead and try to pull you down so they won't have to ask themselves these hard questions. They don't want to face the truth. That's what it is. They don't want to face the truth, so it's just easier for them to try to destroy you, to try to knock you down, to make you more like them, to force you to get in line and be a sheep like them. That's what they want. Because at the end of the day, they don't want to ask themselves these questions anymore. And the thing is, you're forcing them to. And it's not like you're trying to, you're just being yourself. But they don't see it that way. It's just easier to blame you for this. Even though they keep losing, I'm hearing they can't stop themselves. Even though they keep losing, every time they turn around, they're losing. And they know they're losing. But they can't help themselves because they don't want to have to sit by themselves and ask themselves the hard questions. You know, what is it about you that makes you so different? And why can't they be more like you? You know? And so you're triggering them and you're making them realize that they're not all that. You know, they need people to surround them. They need support from other people while you don't. And I'm hearing like you're a force to be reckoned with. You're very independent. Not only that, but I'm also seeing here that you do things. Like you get up and make things happen. You sit in your power. You sit in your zen. Like you surround yourself with your positive energy. You know, and it's like something that they can't knock down. They can't penetrate this energy of yours. This I can do type of energy. They can't break it down. They can't be sneaky around you, not without you noticing. You know, they can't change your perspective or change the perspective of people around you that admire you, that look up to you. And they're trying, but it's not working. Nothing that they're trying is working. See, I'm hearing like when things need to be done, you're the person that gets up and gets it done. You don't make excuses. You don't crumble under pressure. Not like they do. They crumble under pressure. You know, it's like one small little pebble gets in their way and it's like, oh, they just throw the project away, you know? They're like, oh, it can't be done. That's it. They give up, you know? And then they see you. You don't give up. You're a warrior. You don't give up. You put your eye on the dot. You put your eye on the goal. And that's it. Nothing stops you. And that's one thing that these people don't understand. Yeah, you might have family support, you know. The thing is that they see you and they know you're about to get a wish fulfillment. People around you are like applauding you. People around you are saying, look, why can't you be more like Aries? Why aren't you more like Aries? If you were more like Aries, then you would be better off, you know? If you could do half of what Aries does, can you imagine where you would be? Somebody's telling them this. And they don't like it. Somebody's telling them, hey, you know, look at Aries. Aries is building something up all by themselves. Aries is not making excuses like you, you know? And they don't like it. It's triggering them. They hate that. They hate that because it's forcing them to ask the questions they don't want to ask themselves. They don't want to ask themselves these questions because they don't want to hear the answers. You know, they don't want to face the answers. It's easier to attack you. It's easier for them to gain up on you than to admit that they're just low vibrational people. They're trash. You know, but they don't want to see that. That's the thing. They don't want to see it. They don't want to admit it. Because if they had to, like, let's just be honest. If they had to and they were forced to, think about it. Then they would have to put some work into things. Instead of coming up with the excuses, then they would actually have to put some work into whatever it is that, you know, that they're facing. Like, they would have to put some work into things just like you do. And that's the thing. They're lazy. They want everything given to them. They want everything to be paved with a golden brick road so they could just like go off in that direction and just say, oh, okay, it's so easy. Look at this. You know, they want everything put in place for them. So if they're going to work on a project, like let's say they're going to make tortillas, they want somebody to go and get the flour out for them, get the manteca out for them, and put it all on the counter for them. Go get the salt, go get all the ingredients that they need and put it there, and then put the comal on the stove. I mean, geez, what are they gonna do, right? But that's what they want. They want everybody to do all that for them, to prepare it for them, so they could just like walk out and do the minimal, basically. That's what they want. But see, but they don't want to face that. They don't want to face that. While you get up and do it all by yourself. If you're going to make tortillas, you're just going to make it all by yourself. You're going to get the ingredients together. You're going to butter the comal. You're going to do everything by yourself, right? That kind of thing. And these people, they just don't want to face the reality that they're just lazy. That's it. They're just lazy. And you triggering them, that's really their own problem. That's not your problem. But they don't see it that way. See, they want to make it your problem. That's why they keep trying to throw obstacles in your way. For somebody here, I'm hearing they have been like messing with your trash, doing something with your trash, maybe going through your trash, trying to get anything that they can on you, anything that they could use against you, that kind of thing. At the end of the day, it's like they want to be you, but they don't want to put the work in. They just don't want to put the work in because they're too lazy. They want everything handed to them easy. And the thing is that they're seeing you like you're rising. Your energy is rising. You're getting a wish fulfillment. You're rising. You're getting recognition, like stardom type of recognition. Like people are seeing you, like you're standing out from the crowd. You're showing your stardom. You've been molded by life experiences. You've been molded for this moment, for you to become a star, for you to shine, for you to stand out, for you to be applauded, for people to come in. And yeah, there is money that's attached to this. Definitely. You got the 10 of coins over here. There is money, a lot of money that's attached to what you're doing, to where you're going. So it's going to be worth it. It's going to pay off. And they know it. That's what they don't want. It's like maybe you've lived in the ghetto, right? I'm not saying you do, but let's just say you lived in the ghetto, right? And these people are seeing you finding a way out of the ghetto. That's what they don't want. You're rising. You're rising out of that energy, out of that place. Okay, I'm not saying that you live in the ghetto. I'm just using it as an example. Okay, but whatever it is, this group is in this place where you live. Okay, it could be family members too for some of you. We do have the 10 of Cups here. It could be family members too. But it's like you were part of this place. You were a part of this group, and now it's like you're very independent. You're going somewhere else, and people are seeing that, and they don't like it. So what I'm hearing, Aries, is that they're going to keep throwing challenges in your way because they want you to, like, bend over. They want you to bend over and be more like them. Like, somebody who needs somebody to get everything together for them so they could do something, so they could say that they did something. Does that make any sense? Like I said, like if they're going to make tortillas, they're going to want somebody to get all the ingredients together, get everything together for them. And then so they could come in and say that they made it, So somebody else comes in and does, some of the work for them, pave the way for them. See, but you don't need nobody to pave the way for you. You're paving the way for yourself. And that's where your courage is coming in. That's where your independence is coming in. And they see it and they don't like it. It's triggering them. They hate you because of your courage. They hate you because of your independence. They hate you because you're paving your own way. Basically, they just hate everything about you because they don't understand why you don't need other people the way that they do. I'm going to go ahead and get your angel numbers out. They hate you because, they can't be you. Because they don't want to put the work into being like you. And that's what's triggering them. They don't want to face the questions that they're asking themselves, you know? They don't want to ask themselves those questions. They don't want to hear what the answer is. Number 4, you bring stability and rationality to any situation. You are the rock, and your hard work and perseverance make you a dependable friend, partner, and colleague. I am stable. See, and that's another thing. I think these people see that in you. They see that you're a stable person. You're stable. You're stable minded. See, they keep testing you, expecting some kind of reaction out of you, you know? Specifically, one like, watching you just crumble and stay in your house and, stop doing what you're doing, right? But they see you and you're stable. You handle every situation. You don't call in support. You don't call people to come and help you because you know how you can handle the situation by yourself, right? Like when I go grocery shopping, I don't ask people to come with me to go grocery shopping because I know I can handle it by myself, right? While these people, every time they go grocery shopping, they have to, take the whole group with them. They can't handle things by themselves. They can't go pay their bills by themselves. I mean, I'm talking about even the smallest little things. They can't do it by themselves. 13 is coming out. It says you are a conscious, can't say that word for the life of me, conscientious worker with a knack for coming up with creative ideas. And I'm telling you, I think that's one thing that they don't like about you because you do come up with creative ideas. See, you handle your situation, and they don't like that. And turning them into something real. An optimistic but practical outlook keeps you determined and on track as you work steadily towards your goals. I am confident. So do put that in the comment section. I am stable. I am confident. Exactly. It's your confidence here. The way that you handle your situation. That's one thing that's triggering them. You are triggering these people. You're making them question themselves and they can't handle it. They don't like it. Catch me in the next one, Aries. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I know I bring this up, but I'm going to bring it up again. Mother's Day, Father's Day, there is going to be half price on lots of things. I don't know about eBay, but I know Amazon, Target, Walmart has them. You'll find a lot of good deals. And anything that you need, I highly suggest you get it at that time because you will find some really good stuff. Half price, things that are like $800, you'll find them for $400 or something like that, right? Get what you can because you don't know what the future brings. Right now, a lot of things are going on. Food prices are going up. Gas prices are going up. I suspect that a lot of us are going to be going through some really hardship. Our electricity bills are going up. Like mine has doubled. And even though I'm using a lot less electricity than I normally have, guess what? My electricity bill is still double than it used to be. Every time I look, it says, oh, I'm using 40% less electricity. And I'm thinking, oh, wow, okay. So my electricity bill at that time was like, $80, $100. So it should be a lot less. No, it's not. It's $150, $200, $300, well, like $250. And I'm like, wait a minute. So I suspect a lot of us is going to be living without electricity. I don't know how we're going to do it, but there's ways around it. Okay, there's refrigerators actually that run on 12-volt batteries. Okay, they're you could run them in your vehicle. You could run them off of your cigarette lighter plug-in, right? And they work. I've heard that they work very well. So you might want to get one of those. And those are the kind of things that you'll find half price on. So, and a battery, you could get a battery and hook it up to a solar panel, and there you go. Your food won't get spoiled. Okay. Anyways, catch me in the next one, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hope this helps you out knowing what's going on behind the scenes, why you've been facing so many different challenges, what's been going on. This is what's going on. You're triggering these people, these low vibrational people, and they can't handle the way that way that you handle things. They hate it because they can't do it themselves. That's what it is. Anyways, y'all take care. Bye-bye.